Dutton Ranch finale. Ending explained. They killed the wrong Dutton loyalty in this finale. And by the end, one character's entire backstory got flipped upside down. If you just finished episode 9 of Dutton Ranch, you already know this was the best hour of the season. Gunfights, a kidnapping, a twist about a dead man who was never actually dead, and an ending that sets up a season 2 that might be darker than anything Yellowstone ever did. Stick around, because I'm breaking down everything that happened, what that ending actually means, and where this show goes next. Let's get into it. Setting the stage. So here's where we left off. Beth and Rip finally figured out what Buler had really been doing, using the ranch's own cattle operation as cover to smuggle narcotics across the border. The second they realized it, they made one thing crystal clear. They were done being used, and they weren't going to let it slide. That decision kicked off the most intense episode of the season. We got a full-blown firefight, we lost major characters, and the finale ends on a cliffhanger that's going to change the entire shape of this story going forward. Before we get to the twist, let's talk about the character everyone's been arguing about all season, Carter. Carter's downfall. Look, Carter has been testing everyone's patience all year, and this episode is where it finally catches up with him. While the ranch is under real immediate threat, Carter is off sulking, parked in the exact same spot Dwight used to waste away in, drinking beer and feeling sorry for himself. He'd made a plan to run off with Oriana the moment she told him she was pregnant, and when Beth and Rip needed him most, when all it would have taken was answering his phone, he shut them out completely. Oriana even warned him something was wrong back home, and he brushed it off. When Beth finally reached him and asked where he was, his answer was basically, "Why does it matter?" That attitude is exactly what put him in danger. Believing it was Oriana at the door, ready to finally start their life together, Carter opened up, and instead got ambushed by one of Mariano's men and dragged off as leverage. And that's the move that changes everything. Mariano doesn't come after Beth and Rip directly. He goes after the one person guaranteed to break them, Carter. 3-4-15. Beth's turn. Here's something worth pointing out. This version of Beth is not the Beth we knew from Yellowstone. She's softer, more protective, less willing to let the people she loves get hurt without a fight. Earlier in the episode, she says something that hits different once you know what's coming, that she felt like the world was about to open up and swallow everything she cared about. That's not just a throwaway line, that's foreshadowing, and it pays off almost immediately. So heading into season 2, expect Beth and Rip to go fully on the offensive. This isn't going to be a rescue mission built on caution, it's going to be war to get Carter back. The twist, who Mariano really is now. Let's get into the reveal that recontextualizes the entire season. Turns out Mariano took the fall for a murder that Buler actually committed, the killing tied back to Robil. Buler's own father blamed Mariano for it, and that's why he was exiled to Mexico in the first place. But before he left, Mariano insisted that Wayne be the one to raise his daughter on the ranch, which is exactly what she ended up doing. That's also why there was a cover story claiming Mariano had died. Because if the truth about the murder ever surfaced, everything would point straight back to him. And his resentment toward the Temple Ranch didn't stop there. When he finally reached the Mexican border, his wife was killed in the fallout of everything he'd been dragged into. We also learned Mariano had already been in contact with Hain, upset that the ranch had been left to Robil instead of him, someone he clearly viewed as the more level-headed choice. There's also a quieter, more emotional beat buried in here. A father making peace with his daughter, admitting he hadn't been the parent he should have been, and telling her she was the one honest thing left on that ranch. It's a small moment, but it lands. And the look on Buler's face when she walks in and sees him, that shock, tells you her arc is far from over. Don't be surprised if season 2 shows a very different side of her. Why this finale worked as for Carter. Yeah, he's still frustrating. He had one job, tell Beth and Rip where he was. That's it. Instead, he chose to run off with someone who'd already discarded him once, and it nearly got him killed. When the shooting started and Hall got hit, there was a real moment of, is this it for him? And that tension is exactly why the firefight worked as well as it did. This episode also gave us the best version of Rip all season, the hard-edged cowboy who handles every threat without hesitation, and Everett deserves a shout-out too. He stood on principle and was ready to cut Buler loose the moment he realized what she was actually involved in. That kind of consistency is rare in this world, and Mariano, for a character who only got real screen time in this one episode, completely sold the big bad role. He plays like a man with a genuine grudge against a family that once tossed him aside, and honestly, I can't wait to see how much more we learn about him next season. Final thoughts. Is the ending a little familiar if you've seen certain other crime dramas? Sure, there are echoes there, but there's enough of its own identity that it doesn't feel like a copy. Overall, this was a strong way to continue the Yellowstone universe. I went in skeptical, and it completely won me over. The performances, the setting, the character work, all of it. My only complaint is that I want more. Season 1 felt short, so here's hoping Season 2 doubles down with a longer run. Outro/CTA. That's my full breakdown of the Dutton Ranch finale. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Carter deserves to be saved, or has he burned through everyone's patience? Drop your Season 2 predictions below, hit subscribe for more breakdowns the second new episodes drop, and I'll see you in the next one.